The cold never attacks first. It negotiates. It lets you believe your jacket is enough, that the number printed on the label means something, that the heater will turn back on, that the road will clear. That help is already on the way. And while you're waiting, the cold is working. It works slowly, quietly, without emotion. When the power goes out and the house starts losing heat through walls you never noticed before. When the streetlights flicker and then disappear. When the wind starts pushing warmth out of your clothes faster than your body can replace it. That's when reality shows up. Survival was never something you could buy. Soldiers learned this before modern society existed. Not from instructions. Not from equipment manuals. But from watching men die next to gear that was supposed to save them. In the modern world, we're taught that money equals safety. That progress solved winter. That technology made nature manageable. Expensive jackets. Heated gloves. Battery-powered comfort. Smart thermostats. Emergency services on speed dial. But winter doesn't care about any of that. When blackouts hit cities. When highways become frozen parking lots. When ambulances can't reach everyone at once. When fuel trucks stop moving. When communication systems collapse under demand. Gear becomes decoration. Cold exposes something uncomfortable. You don't survive winter with products. You survive it with systems. Cold is not a feeling. It's physics. Your body produces heat constantly, every second you're alive. That heat is your only defense. Whether you survive depends on how well you control where that heat goes. Heat escapes in predictable ways. The rules never change. Civilizations change. Marketing changes. Physics does not. Heat leaves you through contact with cold surfaces, through moving air, through radiation into the environment, through moisture evaporating from your skin. Ignore even one of these, and winter starts winning. Wind doesn't make you feel colder. That's a comforting lie. Wind is colder. It steals the warm air your body builds around itself. That thin, invisible layer that keeps you alive. It tears it away continuously. You can wear 10 layers. If air is moving freely between them, you are losing heat. This is why people freeze while standing upright. This is why storms kill more than low temperatures alone. Soldiers learned quickly that stopping wind mattered more than adding layers. Block the wind first. Always. The ground is worse. Frozen earth is not neutral. It's aggressive. It absorbs heat without resistance. Lie on it, and warmth drains straight into the planet. You don't feel it happening. There's no pain, no warning. You just get weaker. That's why experienced soldiers never slept directly on the ground, not even for short periods. They understood that insulation underneath mattered more than insulation on top. The ground will pull heat from you all night if you let it. But the most dangerous enemy isn't wind or ground. It's moisture. Moisture changes everything. Sweat soaks into fabric. Fabric freezes. And heat loss accelerates violently. What material conducts heat away from your body up to 25 times faster than dry material? That's not discomfort. That's a death multiplier. This is where modern gear lies the most convincingly. Waterproof doesn't mean safe. It means sealed. When sweat has nowhere to escape, it collects. It turns clothing into a trap. The same jacket that blocks snow traps moisture inside. And once moisture freezes, insulation collapses. Soldiers learn to fear sweat more than snow. They slowed down before sweating. They removed layers before movement. They added layers before stopping. Modern consumers move until they're wet and stop until they're cold. Marketing never teaches you that. Product ratings are tested in still air, dry conditions, controlled labs. Real winter has wind, movement, cold ground, uncertainty. A sleeping bag doesn't stop convection. A tent doesn't create warmth. A jacket doesn't manage moisture on its own. Marketing sells comfort and calls it survival. Cold doesn't accept that definition. When equipment failed, soldiers didn't panic. They didn't complain. They didn't look for better brands. They redesigned the environment. They built systems. They understood that heat retention wasn't about luxury. It was about geometry, air control, shared energy. They learned one principle above all others. Shared warmth beats individual comfort. Multiple bodies in confined space. Minimal surface area. Maximum heat retention. Wind stays outside. Ground contact is reduced. Moisture is vented deliberately. The shape mattered more than the material. Snow, branches, canvas, ruins, anything that could hold air still. Isolation killed. Groups survived. History records this lesson repeatedly. At Stalingrad, temperatures dropped below -40. German soldiers had better uniforms, better boots, better equipment. They froze anyway, because equipment was designed for individuals, for appearance, for marching. The Soviets survived not because they were tougher, but because they adapted. They shared heat. They rotated positions. They crowded into basements and destroyed buildings. They treated warmth as a group resource. This wasn't weakness. It was intelligence. In the Finnish Winter War, the lesson repeated itself. Outnumbered, outgunned, the Finns didn't fight winter. They partnered with it. They stayed dry. They moved efficiently. They stopped sweating before it started. They used snow as camouflage and insulation. They built shelters invisible to enemies. They understood that control mattered more than comfort. Discipline isn't suffering. It's awareness. Drink water even when you're not thirsty. Cold suppresses thirst signals, but dehydration thickens blood and slows circulation. When circulation slows, extremities die first. Eat fat, not because it tastes good, because it burns slowly and produces sustained heat. Arctic explorers understood this long before nutrition labels existed. Snow is not water. Eat it, and your body wastes energy melting it. Energy you can't afford to lose. Melt it first. Use your heat deliberately. Layers are not fashion. They are engineering. A base layer to move moisture away from skin. A middle layer to trap still air. An outer layer to block wind without suffocating. Cotton absorbs moisture and holds it. That's why cotton kills. Well, insulates even when wet. Synthetics adapt quickly and dry faster. Material choice matters only when paired with discipline. A tent blocks wind. It does not warm you. Snow does. Snow traps air. Still, air insulates. Inside a properly built snow shelter, temperatures stabilize far above outside levels, but only if design is correct. Ventilation prevents carbon dioxide buildup. Cold air sinks. Warm air stays high. Poor design kills quietly. Fire warms and kills. Smoke suffocates. Carbon monoxide poisons. Soldiers use reflector fires, so heat returned instead of disappearing. They dug fires into the earth to shield them from wind. Fire was never comfort. It was controlled energy. Modern technology fails first. Batteries lose capacity rapidly in cold. Phones die. Flashlights dim. Heated jackets shut down. All temporary. Keep batteries close to your body or lose them entirely. The mind fails before the body. Cold exhausts decision-making. Hopelessness drains energy faster than movement. Soldiers learn to compress time. Survive the next hour. Then the next. Fear is natural. Panic wastes heat and judgment. Breathe. Slow down. Act deliberately. Groups survive. Lone thinkers freeze. Modern culture celebrates independence. Winter punishes it. Groups notice hypothermia early. Groups share resources. Groups maintain morale. Leadership isn't dominance. It's responsibility. Someone must decide when to stop, when to build shelter, when to move. Hypothermia lies. Shivering stops. Confusion begins. Victims insist they're fine. They are not. Core, warming matters more than extremities. Dry insulation. Warm, sweet fluids if conscious. Skin-to-skin contact saves lives. Embarrassment is meaningless in winter. Cars block wind. They do not create heat forever. Fuel runs out. Exhaust kills silently. Run engines briefly. Ventilate always. Stay visible. Stay with the vehicle unless help is certain. Candles and simple burners saved truckers long before lithium batteries existed. Cities do not defeat winter. Buildings leak heat. Pipes freeze. Stores empty. Shrink your space. Seal windows. Move inward. Move upward. Communities survived winters to get along before power grids existed. Technology made us forget. Winter didn't. Cold doesn't respect money. It doesn't read labels. It doesn't care how confident you feel. It responds only to physics. Discipline, cooperation. Gear will fail. Systems adapt. You can trust marketing, or you can trust history. Soldiers pay for these lessons with their lives. The knowledge already exists. The only question is whether you choose to learn it